Welcome to the third annual I Wrote That Song panel, which I did not, but I invited some friends who did. And hi.
Hi.
Hi. So I'll introduce everybody really quickly. To my furthest left is a man I met in 1982, right? 82, when you were a prisoner of rock at WNEW, and you had your single, Someday, Someway, backed with Something Gonna Happen, being played on the radio.
Yeah.
And that's when I met you. And then I wound up being a fan and helping you with college radio promotion on the first record through your management. This is my...
I didn't know that.
I wasn't paid. Don't worry, I wasn't paid.
Okay.
And did you know I had dated your brother briefly, John?
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know how far that. And this is Marshall Crenshaw.
Hello.
And then,
I've always liked you, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Always.
That's so nice. We haven't seen each other in many, many, many years. So this guy is wearing a shirt that says Will. Why are you wearing a shirt? Oh, it's your name. It's your name. Your name is Will Butler. You play in another band that I've seen.
Arcade Fire
Oh, thank
is
you.
the other band.
I've worked with, and his solo record.
My brother's name is Win also.
Win? I've
That's
never-
yeah,
is he-
similar,
he's-
spelled similarly, just different
I've
different
never
ending.
met him.
Yeah.
He does a lot of radio stuff, right? Yeah. And I've known Will for a decade now, doing all the radio promotion for Arcade Fire, and now he has an incredible solo record that's out on Merge Records. So I saw him the other day, and my mind was blown. So thank you for being here, Will. He was always my favorite Butler. And then to my left, his third time on this panel, suffering through it. It's your third time too, right, Britt? I'm sorry. Is Matthew Caws from Not a Surf, who's just finishing up a new album that'll come out. Hi, Britt.
Hi.
Hi. I don't have a lot of friends who are musicians, and before today, I considered Britt to be one of my friends. We'll see how this goes, whether it exists beyond today, but this is Britt Daniel of Spoon, and his latest record is absolutely incredible, and
Thank you, Karen.
I think I've now seen Spoon almost as many times as I've seen the Replacements. I think I hit the 70 mark. I've
Is
seen
that right,
70
this
Spoon.
week?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
That's good.
It's good standing.
It's a good thing I don't make any money on that either. So, and then to his right is an enormous source of inspiration and a man who changed my life, whether he realizes it or not. You did. When I was asked to work a song called Hyper Enough by his band Superchunk for his label Merge Records. And you really kind of changed the course of my career. And even though I had nothing to do with yours, unfortunately, I wish it was reciprocal, that I'd helped you in some way. But this is McCaughan from Merge Records, Portastatic, Superchunk, and about to release his first solo record, which it's so good. So let's get this going. Question for the panel first is, what was the first song you wrote that you knew was uniquely yours and not just a copy of something else that you loved?
That's a good question.
I asked a good question.
Still waiting
That's
for that.
shocking.
Still waiting for that to happen down here.
Are you waiting?
Yeah.
It's a slow change. You know, it's probably really incremental, I think. You know, you start out maybe imitating, and something in there is something of your own, and I guess you're just trying to find it and protect it and make each song go up 1%, 1 click. So maybe I don't know. Maybe like Max said, maybe I'm at 97% now. I'm waiting for.
But I also think that when I started writing songs, of course I was trying to emulate something, but not being proficient enough to literally mimic something.
Yeah.
on the guitar or in whatever way. And of course, you can't just hear a great song and then decide you're also going to write a great song that's like that. I think that your own character just ends up coming out. When I have the demo for the song Slack Motherfucker, and it sounds like a Tom Petty song. And I was kind of like, this is cool, it sounds like a Tom Petty song. But then, of course, like once the band starts playing it, it just sounds like its own thing. So I feel like you can't help but kind of have your own thing come through in some ways, even if you think you're mimicking something else.
So Tom Petty just went after Sam Smith. Is he coming after you next?
We shall see. Bring it on, Tom.
And Marshall, you're more so than anyone on this panel and almost everyone I know, you're a historian of music. You're a historian of the craft.
Things just stick in my mind for some reason. I retain information about music, a lot of useless information. I can name all 4 members of Jerry and the Pacemakers, and I don't even like them, but very much. But anyway, yeah. So I'm a historian. I guess it's just not by design. It's just that my brain works that way. I remember shit like that.
And
so what were you gonna say?
well, one of the things I was talking to Matthew about is there was a interview with Stephen Sondheim where he said that in the middle of the night he'd have an idea for a song and he'd jot down some notes and then wake up in the morning. And has this ever happened to you where you realize that it's someone else's song?
Oh,
And not
no.
only that, it's a song you don't like?
No, that's never happened to me, no. But I did wake up one morning with something in my brain that turned out to be a song that I kept and used. It just I woke up in the morning and I knew it, and I ran to the studio behind my house with just my pants on. I mean, it was nice. It was like the only time that ever happened. It was just once.
And the first song you ever released became a big hit, which,
The first what?
well, Someday, Some Way was a big worldwide.
It was a hit. It was,
a hit.
released first by Robert Gordon, and his version was a big hit in New York. Like Meg Griffin made it a hit in New York, and pretty soon it was kind of an anthem in New York. And then right at that very same time, I had my own independent single come out on Alan Betrock's label, and Alan, actually hired somebody to work the record, and NEW picked it up. So that was like kind of a, pretty fortunate convergence. But so yeah, the first stuff of mine that came out got attention right away in New York City, which is a good place to get attention.
Yeah.
You know.
Were you trying to write a hit then? Because you had just come off of, was this concurrent with you being in Beatlemania, or was this something after? Because you were, you said for 2 years you were playing Beatles songs, and those songs were all hits. When you started, had you been writing songs prior to that?
No, I didn't. And I never answered your previous question, but like the first stuff for me that I felt was distinctive and sort of mine, it was like a whole batch of songs that I wrote as I was quitting Beatlemania. That was 79, 80. All at once I had this thing in my mind, this sound that I want, and I never wrote songs. I still never write songs unless I have a recording project. I only write songs to make records.
And you've got a project right now?
I do.
Yeah.
A current recording project, yes.
Would you tell me about it, or us about it?
Yeah, it's kind of offbeat. I'm an old guy now, and I've made a lot of albums, and I'm personally tired of making albums and going through that process in that manner. But I'm a lifer as far as wanting to make records, and so I figured out this form, and it was a combination of like other people's ideas, but I've been doing these vinyl EPs for the last 3 years, a new one every 6 months, and it was intended as a series of 6, and the 6th one is about to come out, so it'll be over soon. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. What?
What's the name of the new song?
Say it again.
The name of the new song that you've been working on that's coming out?
Yeah, it's coming
you
out at
do
the
it?
end of this month. Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah. What's
oh,
it called?
I'd be glad to do it. It's called Grab the Next Train. And I'm going to go over to the singing area to do it. Is that
Sure.
how it works? Yeah, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. I wrote this song with Dan Byrne. The sun is burning the shaking ground. Don't wanna be here, I wanna be in your town where the streets are yours and the sky is too. I still remember being there with you, walking the streets of cobblestone after the summer rain in a world of our own. I've got a notion that won't leave my brain. I'm on my way downtown to grab the next train. Grab the next train. Wanna see the mountains and the rolling fields between the towns, hear the rhythm of the wheels. Take some time, try to ease my mind, leave all the traffic and the daily grind behind, settle in, settle down at last, and lose myself in sweet memories of the past. I wanna see that place again. My heart's set to run and grab the next train. Grab the next train. Not long ago and quite unexpectedly, I found myself obsessing over you and me, doing it even though I know for sure that there can be no such thing as being who we were, how we were anymore. When I thought of driving, I got road rage. On a plane, I feel like I'm in a cage. It maybe sounds a little strange, I know, but there's just one way I still love to go. So now I'm here, but it seems to be that I tried to run, but the blues came and found me here on memory lane. So it's back the way I came to grab the next train. Grab the next train. Grab the next train. Grab the next train. Thank you.
Britt, when you're writing a song, do you ever stop and say, that's too obvious, and take a left?
Yeah,
I've noticed that about you.
yeah. I think I've been conditioned to. I think that it's instinctual at this point. So maybe to a fault. You would probably say to a fault.
I would say nothing when it comes to your craft.
Right.
So, I love everything that you do. And I was really lucky because when he finished the record, I was able to go into a studio and hear it, and he would just hand me index cards with song titles on them. And one song in particular, Rainy Tax, struck me as a really big song, like a very sort of straightforward song for you. And then another one, Inside Out, just made me cry. Would you do Rainy Taxi?
Sure, I can do that.
And then I'll just lie on the floor and you hand me an index card
Okay.
and I'll cry.
What was I handing you index cards?
You were.
But why was I?
It had song titles on them.
I use
You can grab that one right there. Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
This is from the latest Spoon album called Rainy Taxi.
You catch everything I never could. You believe when I gave up for good. And when you stand beside me, I could tell I'm stronger than I've ever been. But if you're gone, you know you don't come back. I came home last night, I had no good news. I came home last night, I had no good news. And you received me through the brightest flash of apocalyptic gloom. And if you leave, I'll never sing another tune. Oh, put on your red shoes, sing to me, lover girl. When you do my love, I forget the world. And if you say run, I may run with you. I got nowhere else, I got no one else. As the sun goes fading in the west, there's an army east that's rising still. And when you stand beside me, I feel something stronger than I ever could. But if you leave, you better run away for good. Thanks.
Britt, hi. When you were doing the interview at the Grammy Museum, you had said you'd been listening to a lot of Rolling Stones prior, while making this record. Was there any of that in that song? I know that in the beginning, Rent I Pay is a...
Yeah, there's definitely
There's
some
Street
Keith
Fighting
Richards
Man
at the
in it.
beginning of
Yeah.
Rent I Pay. That one, I think it was called Minor Kinks as the first draft, and it had more of a Kinks beat at that point, and that was sort of like a Instant Karma beat. I started just singing that, and then start playing it like that.
That was
That's a great title, Minor Kinks.
Matthew,
Yeah.
while I have Mac do something, you're going to be writing a song called Minor Kinks.
I hope
So
the fact that I haven't just now run away is a demonstration of my love for you. I was asked to do something like this a couple of years ago.
And you can make it about Minecraft. So, Mac, is writing a solo record different than writing for Superchunk or writing for Portastatic or any of the other projects you have? Was working on this different?
It's definitely different than writing songs for Superchunk, just because when I'm writing those songs, I can, we've been a band for 26 years and playing with the same people for that long, you kind of just, you can envision how everything's going to fit together and what everyone can do. And then making this solo record is a lot like making all the Portastatic records I've done. It's just that I got tired of using the name Portastatic. But often a Portastatic song or a solo song on my new solo record will just start with like a sound. It's much more built up in the studio with just like starting with the drum machine or starting with a keyboard sound or something, and then working around that.
What was the inspiration for this solo record?
This record is, the inspiration was really the music that kind of first, music that I heard in junior high and high school that I think would now maybe be called new wave, but it was the music that I, maybe just before getting into hardcore or something like that, or maybe even simultaneously, it was a more mainstream type of music, but that now has like a lot of emotional weight for me, even bands that I didn't even like at the time. Now when I hear like the
Give me a
first
few
Depeche
examples.
Mode record, I didn't love Depeche Mode at the time, but I love that record now. Band like New Order, Rolling Stone ran a double review of Power, Corruption, and Lies, and I think maybe second edition by Public Image, and I went and bought both those records. And when I got that New Order record, I remember thinking, like, this is not the kind of music that I like. Like, there was no loud guitars. Like, it was super delicate and weird and like synthesizers and drum machines and stuff. But, like, I think that it was so weird, I just listened to it so much until it became probably my favorite record of all time. And so a lot of this record is about awkward transitions, like awkward ages, and awkwardness in music. And I think New Order is a great example of a band that, like, the awkwardness in the music makes it emotionally powerful.
Will you play one of the new songs?
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
The song is kind of about when you first get your driver's license, you have this new freedom, but you have no idea what to do with it.
Is all split in two. Well, I'm driving down your street. I'm kinda looking for you. I'm kinda looking for me. The house is all split in two, and the hedges are so neat. On a Wednesday afternoon in the September heat. Lost, lost again, without you, my friend. Yeah, lost, lost again, without you, oh, my friend. Where did I think we'd go? Well, if you saw me and said yes, the pool is already closed and the park is all a mess. The house is all split in two, and now the lights are coming on. Slow down but never stop. Wave to the kids out on the lawn. Lost, lost again, without you, my friend. Yeah, lost, lost again. You never saw my dead ends. Oh, lost again, without you, my friend. Yeah, lost, lost again, without you, again.
Thanks.
All right, so Mac, that was awesome. Thank you. So, Will. Hi, Will.
Lay it on me.
If there's time, I'm going to have you write just as you did for The Guardian, where you'd write a song a day, I'm going to have you just write a song off the top of your head about sibling rivalry, but until before that, I'd love to hear something from your solo record. Now, when did you have time to do this record?
I did it last May in the middle of the Reflector, the Arcade Fire tour. I knew I would have, we do month on, month off touring because we're civilized barbarians. So I knew I'd have a month. So I booked a week in New York at Electric Lady. I was like, I'm gonna make a record then.
You made a record in a week?
I recorded in a week and then mixed in another week. So like 2 weeks.
How long had it taken you to write there's 8 songs on the record. How long had you been working on them?
Like half of them were 3 to 5 years-ish old, and the other half were finished in like 6 months leading up to the recording, just being like, let's put this together.
Because one of the things about this record, and I think also as Marshall was saying, you had your first hit in New York, and your records to me always had, they had a very American sensibility, but you could still feel New York, and it just kind of in the propulsive, in the driving of those songs, just, it always had that kind of,
Oh, I like that you said that. That's cool.
it always felt like New York to me, and your record to
That's
me
great.
is so incredibly New York, and it reminds me of the early 80s, late 70s era, and Marshall had mentioned Robert Gordon. I heard that in there. I heard Suicide. I heard, someone said you sound like Walter Stedding. I mean, whatever. And part of what you bring to Arcade Fire is an element of performance, which definitely informs itself in the record. Would you do a song from your new record?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Can I use your guitar?
Oh, yeah.
Will Butler.
What have I done? I'm just gonna do it off mic because it's been a loud weekend.
Awesome.
Where's the fire? Let it burn. Where's the children? Our children, you gotta learn. I tell you why. When I figure out myself, all kids don't cry. You're crying, it ain't gonna help. Where we going? Where you taking me? If you want it, you know you can set me free. I tell you why. But I'm having problems with my words. If I could fly, I'll beat the shit out of some birds. I remember when we were pretty young, where we often run together till the setting of the sun. Oh, we swore we were friends forever. So before you run and hide, just tell me, are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna be on my side or their side? Are you gonna take my side? What's the difference if I'm wrong? Keep on asking, we'll never get along. I'll tell you why. But you probably figured out yourself. Oh, you're so wise. You best put that book back on the shelf. I remember when we were pretty young, well, we often sing together till the rising of the sun. Oh, we swore we were friends forever. So before you run and hide, just tell me, are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna be on my side or their side? Are you gonna take my side? I remember when we were pretty young, well, we often stayed together
till the rising of the sun. Oh, we swore we'd be forever. So before you run and hide, just tell me, are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna take my side? Are you gonna be on my side, their side? Are you gonna take my side? Are you know that I would die if I couldn't saw you not on my side? Tell your mother, take my side. Take father too, or take my side. Oh, 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 no, 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 no. Oh, 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 no, 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 no.
Since the last time I saw you was at the Staples Center, this is a little bit more of an intimate gathering. That was.
Oh yeah.
I encourage you to see Will's show. 3 females on keyboards, backing, and a stand-up drummer.
All under 5'1". Tiny
Is that
females
the-
and a
It's
tall
like being
drummer.
cast on an Aaron Spelling show. You have to be under like 5'3". That's good. Matthew?
Yeah.
Hi, Matthew.
Hi.
On your last record, there was a song called When We Were Young that I think is one of the greatest songs ever written. Have you topped it on your new record?
I'm at a loss for words. I mean, it's not always the case that the last one you write is the best one, but it's often your favorite, and I'm excited about the most recent one. I don't know about rankings. I
just wanted to make you a
I
little
just
nervous.
like it. No, that's cool. That's all right.
Will you
That's
do a, I know it's kind of weird to ask because it's not out for a bit, but would you, by request, do a brand new Not a Surf song?
Yeah, absolutely. Totally.
Oh, thank you. And it doesn't have to word minor kinks in it. I'm getting,
No, but I've been thinking about that, man.
well, that may be the encore.
I don't want to take too much time. It's called Minor Hospital. It is minor. It's actually called Friend Hospital, but I said that in all honesty. It mixed up in my mind. Could be called Minor Hospital. We are traveling daily by the hour. Moods cloudy, mountains, ideas like towers. Choosing sides, digging in, then changing. Hearts and minds are chafing from all the rearranging. So much better that we're not together, 'cause I will not lose you or be the blues to you. Friend hospital, wild sadness, new weakness. I wish the sun would come through the walls and find you wherever when you call. Give you the time and the will that you want. When you finally learn you can't always get what you want. So much better that we're not together, 'cause I will not lose you or be the blues to you. Friend hospital, wild sadness, new weakness. Wild sadness, new weakness. imagine a guitar solo.
Awkward limo, fantastic cemetery. Reading from a list of your greatest hits, you're dropping them all the time. It's like landing on my favorite planet when you're crackling through the line. So glad you called. Sharp advice saves my life. So much better that we're not together, 'cause I will not lose you or be the blues to you. Friend, hospital, wild sadness, new weakness. Wild sadness, new weakness. Wild sadness, new weakness. Wild sadness, new weakness.
Thanks so much.
The thing about that song is I can't imagine another voice singing it.
Oh.
It seems like it was written specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost, is it?
Hey, I wrote that.
If I did a songwriters panel, then I could. So, Marshall, would you do a request? Would you do a request?
Yeah.
Would you,
Bracing myself.
okay, 1982, music director at WOBC, Oberlin College. I opened every show for a year with a song called Cynical Girl. Thank you.
Okay.
Would you?
This is not the one that I was hoping you'd pick, but I'll do it.
Which one did you hope I would? What did you want, Marshall?
I'm teasing. Wait, I started like, still more guitar. Well, I'm going out looking for a cynical girl who's got no use for the real world. I'm looking for a cynical girl. Oh, I hate TV. There's gotta be somebody other than me who's ready to write it off immediately. I'm looking for a cynical girl. I'll know right away by the look in her eyes. She harbors no illusions and she's worldly wise. And I'll know when I give her a listen if she's what I've been missing. What I've been missing, I'll be lost in love, having some fun with my cynical girl. I will have no use for the real world. I'm looking for a cynical girl. Hey, la, la, la. Well, I'm going out looking for a cynical girl now. She's got no use for the real world. Looking for a cynical girl. I'll know right away by the look in her eyes. She harbors no illusions and she's worldly wise. And I'll know when I give her a listen if she's what I've been missing. What I've been missing, I'll be lost in love, having some fun with my cynical girl. And we'll have no use for the real world. I'm looking for a cynical girl. looking for a cynical girl. I'm looking for a cynical girl. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I love that. I love your songwriting, Marshall. And you know, one of the things that they say, I didn't say it, someone else said it, is that whatever you liked when you were 21 becomes the cornerstone of your favorite music and your favorite kind of things. And I'm going to do something kind of nutty right now, because my favorite bands when I was 21 was Marshall, it was Television, and it was Big Star. And I think that it's safe to say, we've talked about Big Star endlessly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the same thing. I think even from 16, you know, all that stuff, it stays with you for life. That's my small talk question for a lot of people after what you have for breakfast is, who was your favorite band when you were 16? You know, and they always open up, you know. And so I adored.
And Todd Rundgren for me. I
Yeah.
worship it. But I saw Jody Stephens in the audience from Big Star. Jody. Hi, Jody. Brett. This is Brett Harris. This is all so just spontaneous. And Luther Russell. I didn't know you were here. I met.
Funny. I just happened to be walking by and
You
heard
just
your
happened-
voice. I'm that familiar with you.
So we all know Jody. We all love Jody, the nicest man in rock. And would you do a Big Star song?
Be glad to. It's for, I do a song for John Fry. John was Big Star's mentor and engineer. And the way you hear Big Star songs is in large part the way John Fry engineered and mixed those records. So he was just, he started a studio in his parents' house when he was 14. He had it down by that time. But this is for John Fry. Yeah, I didn't write this song, but Alex Chilton and Chris Bell did. It's called 13. Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you at the pool? Maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Ooh. Won't you tell your dad, get off my back? Tell him what we said about painted black. Rock and roll is here to stay. Come inside where it's okay, and I'll shake you. Ooh. Won't you tell me what you're thinking of? Would you be an outlaw for my love? If it's so, well, let me know. If it's no, well, I can go. I won't make you. Ooh. Thank you.
Great. Jody? Jody,
Yes, ma'am.
since you're sitting there, would you do For You? Would you do For You,
Sure. Glad to.
since you're there?
Yeah.
And,
Let me think about. Yeah, sure.
okay, since we can talk about songwriting or we can just experience it, and, we can, this
Cool.
is crazy.
Yeah, I'd be
This
glad
is-
to. Andy Hummel gave me a guitar during the, I guess, process of Radio City, and Alex Chilton taught me some chords, and I wrote this song from that. It was the first song, actually, I'd ever written. So
First song you
I got to do it on the third album. Yeah, it's good. The cool thing about the song are the strings. Carl Marsh did the string arrangement. He just did a brilliant job. So he wound up doing the strings for the rest of the third album. Sometimes I can't help but worship you. I love you and all the things that you do. I thought I'd sit and write this song just for you. Let you know that I am thinking of you. And when I come home so cold at night, you'll have the fireplace burning bright. Thoughts of how it's going to be and how I'll spend those cold, cold nights warmed by I'll spend with you. When I come home so cold at night, you'll have the fireplace burning bright. Thoughts of how it's going to be and how I'll spend those cold, cold nights warmed by you. Thank you.
I mean, those songs are just like ingrained in your heart. You just, everybody, if you're a fan of pop music and you are part of a certain scene, those big star songs are really, you know, comfort. I can't, I'm speechless. I mean, Jody always does that to me. I'm absolutely speechless. So who wants to follow that? Will, you're young and brash.
Yes. What am I doing?
You're going to go top that.
Okay.
Play whatever you want.
Okay. Play whatever I want.
Whatever you want. It could be absolutely anything.
All right. I'll do this one on the mic. Can I use your guitar again? Oh, yeah. So we've rented a house across the river, my band, and 5 bedrooms, $300 a night. Suck it, everyone. Except for the people who live here. Your life is better than mine. And there's a trampoline in the back. Suck it, all of you. Giant trampoline. No injuries yet, though everyone's a little stiff and sore today. So this was something I was working on the trampoline at midnight last night. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? My heart's on fire. Why, I'm sick of grief. I'm sick of grief. My heart's so tired of it all. I said I'd stay. I said okay, but that's not what I meant at all. You came to me, but that's not what I meant. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? My heart's on fire. I'm sick of grief. I'm sick of grief. My heart's so tired of it all. You took me in. You took me in, but that's not where I want to live. I gave my time. I gave it all, but that's not what I meant to give. Ooh, ooh. Whoa, what's going on? What's happening now? Go back to the chorus. Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? My heart's on fire. I'm sick of grief. Why can't I breathe? My heart's so tired of it
the phrase that I wrote in the middle of the night was something I imagine a songwriter thinking, which is, I have a complicated relationship with cliches because there's only a certain number of phrases, but you just took My Heart's on Fire and you made that you made it that original thought, which is so hard to do. And
It's really a Dan Beckner thought, though.
So I'm looking at you because
Was that a Handsome First song?
That was
Did
great.
he say that in a Handsome First?
He said in the Wolf, one of the Wolf
Oh,
Parade
it's a Wolf
songs.
Parade song?
He did?
This heart's on fire. This heart's on fire.
Well, no, it's been
Yeah.
used, and there's definitely, I'm sure Marshall could reel off 30 songs that phrase has been
My
sung.
Heart's on Fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be 10,000, right?
But it's the
10,001.
Very good answer.
So do we have time for one more, or is the plug being pulled yet? We're good? We're good. Matthew,
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
Well,
Interpretive dance, although you'd need Will for that.
I was just going to say one thing quick, is that as we've run out of time, Marshall, in case I forget, I'd love right after this or something if you could tell me about You're My Favorite Waste of Time and how that happened and how quickly you recorded it. It's the most joy of that B-side. It's just so fantastic. Anyway, I'm just saying that to myself out
Did
loud.
Bette Midler cover? Which one did she cover?
She did, yeah. I just had a conversation with somebody about that last night. But,
Did you make money on that?
yeah, I
Awesome.
did. I still do. Not from her version, though. Some schlub in England covered it and had a monster smash with it all over that part of the world, and it still gets played on the radio all the time.
I love
Great.
that. I love that
so
song.
much.
Thank you.
It's weird where they come from sometimes, and this a friend of mine took me to an ossuary in Rome under a church, which is full of the bones of the Capuchin monks. The Cappuccino is named after them because their robes were the exact color of cappuccino, and so it was these yellow bones, not like in biology class when they're white. You could really feel that they were old, and there were two signs on the ground, and one said, "What you are, we once were," and another said, "What we are, you will be." And it was an incredibly morbid place, but I loved it, and it put me in a really good mood, and here's the song. Everyone's right, no one is sorry. That's the start and the end of the story. From the sharks and the jets to the call in the morning. Everyone's right, no one is sorry. That's the start and the end of the story. From the sharks and the jets to the call in the morning. And life is just bets anyway. Look alive, you see these bones. What you are now, we were once. No one's immune to misfiring and acting on the wrong clues. There's time to redo and redo. I feel rain in the movies and the talk before the screen lights. I hear strings in the park. I don't like to call it right, except when it's too late at night. I mostly just think in the dark. Look alive, you see these bones. What you are now, we were once. And just like we are, you'll be dust.
just like we are permanent. You were too tired to eat, too hungry to sleep. Just imagine the speed. It's just what you need. Look alive, because you see these bones. What you are now, we were once. And just like we are, you'll be dust. And just like we are, permanent. The lights in the city are more or less blinking. Which side of the story decides what you're thinking? Warm arms and cold faces, we're squinting, we're hurrying. We take inventory, we're digging, we're burying. Do you remember when the light was low? Do you remember when it fell? Do you remember when you went to her house? Remember ringing the bell? Look alive, because you see these bones. What you are now, we were once. Just like we are, you'll be dust. And just like we are, permanent. The lights in the city are more or less blinking. Which side of the story decides what you're thinking? Warm arms and cold faces, we're squinting, we're hurrying. We take inventory, we're digging, we're burying. Do you remember when the light was low? Do you remember when it fell? Do you remember when you went to her house? Remember ringing the bell? Look alive, because you see these bones. What you are now, we were once. And just like we are, you'll be dust. And just like we are, permanent.
On that note, you've rendered me speechless. Actually, I'm not that conversational anyway, and so it works out well. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And I hope this inspires you. Whatever you do in this business, whatever brought you here, I hope these performances inspired you to do this level of work in whatever it is that you do. And I need to go cry now. Thank you. Bye.